Lately, a lot of my videos have been comparing Apple Intelligence and all of its features to other apps from competitors, and I finally decided to turn off Apple Intelligence. Now, the reasons I've decided to turn them off are pretty obvious when you've reviewed my previous content, but for those of you who are new or just curious as to why I decided to turn off Apple Intelligence, even though I've been using it since last summer, you want to stick around and find out. So without further ado, let's get started. Apple Intelligence promises a lot, but it really didn't deliver for me. I know the first couple of features were pretty impressive, especially having the ability to create memories from your Photos app. That was pretty cool, but I only used it twice and I've had no reason to go back and create more memories. Also, the writing tools at first were very limited because you only had the three options, but with the latest version of iOS 18, now you can actually describe your change. And although I do love that it's integrated within iOS and I don't have to rely on a third-party app, I still relied on third-party apps because I just felt that I can get a lot more done with those third-party apps like ChatGPT, for example. Other Apple Intelligence features that I really didn't care about is Genmoji and Image Playground, which is yet another app that Apple decided to install within iOS. I've only used the Image Playground app maybe 2 times before I got tired of it. And I can't understand the appeal of using this. I believe Apple is thinking of marketing this towards younger users than someone who's almost 40. But the app is not as useful for me, and I just feel like it is taking up a decent amount of space on my iPhone 15 Pro, and I just figured I don't really care enough to use this app on a day-to-day basis. Notification summaries have been getting a bad rap lately, and with iOS 18.3, which is currently in beta, Apple is attempting to right the wrong of notification summaries. And although they were good at first, I just found them pretty clunky, and they didn't really get into too much details about what the conversation is about, to the point where I actually had to open the app in order to get the full context. And while the notification summaries may be useful for things such as news apps whenever Apple Intelligence actually gives you the correct summary, I just feel that going into the app rather than reading the summary is actually a lot more useful. Priority mail didn't really work, and it hasn't worked for me since I've tried the original iOS 18 release that it was featured in. This was the one where I was disappointed in the most because I, like you, receive a ton of emails, and sometimes I just want to see what are the most important emails that I need to get to. But the priority mail feature just didn't work for me. It prioritizes other email that I really didn't care about, and in some cases it actually prioritizes scam emails, which is very unfortunate. And considering that Apple has a large user base, including those who are not as tech savvy and may rely on a feature like this, that is a serious misstep on the software development team. And that's not to knock the software development team, because I know that developing software is very, very difficult. And it's very difficult to get right, especially the first time you release a new product. And the last reason for me to turn off Apple Intelligence was my battery life. My 15 Pro is still a relatively new phone, so there was no reason why my battery just continued to drain, even though I am not using it as much as I used to. And it just got to a point where I would have to charge multiple times a day. And after doing some digging, I found out that Apple Intelligence was the reason behind my iPhone's decreasing battery life. So as a result, I just turned it off and decided to use third-party apps that I am more accustomed to and that I really do not have to worry about draining my battery life. The ChatGPT app is lightweight in terms of my usage, and I really didn't see the point of having Apple Intelligence, especially if it had the ChatGPT integration. So I just figured, you know what, I'll just turn off Apple Intelligence. And if Apple releases new Apple Intelligence features in later versions of iOS, I would definitely turn Apple Intelligence back on, test those features, and provide you with my unbiased opinion. What about you? Have you turned off Apple Intelligence? Do you even care about Apple Intelligence? Let me know in the comments. I want to thank all 493 of you for subscribing. And if you are new, please consider subscribing as well. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Take care.